Yeah, Vortex here, and welcome to my review of the ThieAudio Elixir. This is a single dynamic driver from them, as they normally make hybrids, tribrids, or BA units, and they're all tuned pretty good. And yeah, I'd like to thank Sound Jedi for sending me his unit so I can do this review. So thank you very much, as I do appreciate it a lot. I was not paid to this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, let's just get into it. So this is what you get inside the packaging. There's no specs or anything on the back, so I just opened it quickly. So in here you get just some paperwork about how to get the best kind of fit and kind of listening levels and things like that. Just in here. So it even stays there. Please kindly read the user manual carefully before using the product. Thanks. Just kind of common sense really, but obviously it's always good to take a peek. Nice case here. Comes with lots of tips. You can see. Obviously I'll have a look at those in a bit. They feel like foam tips and these feel like silicone tips, so I'll have a look at them in a bit. And obviously the earphones themselves. Kind of a different cable from ThieAudio. Let's have a look. So like I said before, these are a single dynamic driver, which is what I typically do like. Very subtle styling, a little bit of gold on the edge, kind of gold to the cable are there. Very simple design. Obviously there's a lip on the nozzle there, you can see. I like that. I think they look pretty cool. And it's the cable themselves. Obviously kind of loose kind of threading, shall we say, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I guess you'd only need to change your cable if you're going balanced or anything like that, but this is a 3.5. So yeah, so I haven't used this yet, so I'm going to put a good few hours on these. Obviously these are a loaner and obviously they've already been used, so I'd have to worry about breaking them in or burning or anything like that. Obviously I'm going to use these and then I'm going to graph them, and obviously then I'll do my review. I always prefer to listen to them first and then graph them after. That's just my preference, and yeah, I'll see you guys and gals in the future. Yeah, so welcome to my review section of the actual ThieAudio Elixir, which are here, which I'll get into a second. So the tips it comes with, as you can see here, because I've opened the bags, so it comes with silicone tips, small, medium, large. Nothing special, but the silicones in medium work really well for me. I'm quite happy with. They also come with foam tips in small, medium and large. Obviously these are brand new. And quite a fast expanding foam, so just bear that in mind if that's for you. And yeah, let's just move them out of the way. So normally I've seen with foam tips you normally get like one pair. So this is the cable. I've been using it for a couple of days and the cable seems fine. So 3.5 straight. There's the branding. You can see the weave better now in the light, kind of gold. Very supple. I have no issues. I think it's a nice cable. So Y split, strain relief here. Doesn't really do much, but to me it doesn't really matter really. And yeah, up to the ear hooks and the connectors. Now there's no letters on them, which is a bit of a shame, but there's a colour underneath. You can see there, red, and obviously this one is blue. I wish it was a bit more visible, you know, somewhere around there, but it's not too bad at all. So yeah, let's go into it. So let's talk about, to me, what I find more important, which is like the before sound. Sound for me is number 2, is the fitment and the kind of comfort of these. I found the fit and comfort okay, as in I've tried better. I've also tried worse. They're just somewhere kind of in the middle, because they're not that much of an ergonomic shape. It's kind of, you can see like from the back, but that's just my opinion and my use case. But the fit and comfort is okay. Build quality, I find these seem to be very good. Get the tip off. So yeah, very, very subtle, kind of bland, maybe with a bit of gold on the edge, but I think it looks fine. There's a bit of a wood effect there. I have no issues with the build, and there's a little lip to keep the tips on. Quite bland, but it's fine for me. Like, I have no issues with that. So let's talk about power and sensitivity. I had no issues with these. It didn't seem fussy either. I've tried this with a few different players, and a few of my dongle adapters, it seems fine really. I don't see any issues. I think BAs seem to be a bit more picky with what you use, but seems fine. I had no issues. So let's talk about the actual tonalities, or timbre as people call it. Very natural, which is I do like. And also the dynamic drive they used is a 10mm with I think a beryllium coating. And whatever they actually use, it seems fine really. It's a good dynamic driver. So let's talk about like the resolution of it. I found the resolution to be pretty good. Not the best, but nowhere near bad. Like the resolution of the driver, I think, is very good. I'm more than happy with it. So yeah, let's talk about sound. So I'll overlay the graph now. As you can see, the drivers match very, very well, which is good to see, because this is about $200. I think as of the time of this video. So bass, these are not bass heavy. As you can see, there's a little elevation. I don't mind that if you're a bass head, maybe not for you, or a bit of EQ thrown at it. But the bass is quality over quantity. I like that. I don't like bloated, muddy bass, and these aren't muddy at all. So yeah, bass is not that much of it. They're not. I wouldn't say the bass there's enough for a few genres that I've tried, and I'm perfectly happy with it really. So mids, there's basically no bleed from the bottom. They sound very, very clean. Everything's clear, which is good. You can tell these is tuned quite precisely, is what I'd probably say. But yeah, mids are pretty good. You can see it starts to rise towards the top. So vocalists are forward, and instruments and whatever sit there is forward. Slightly forward for me for what I prefer, especially the treble, but yeah, it's fine really. It's just very clear. Everything is very transparent. It's pretty good really. So treble, as in lower treble, a little bit forward for what I prefer. I prefer a little bit smoother there, but that is the presence region, and it is very instruments and anything that sits in that part of the frequency range is very, very clear, which is good. A little bit forward for me, a touch. Obviously I'm perfectly happy with no EQ there, but it's just for my like kind of perfect earphones, it's probably a little bit touch there. And the actual treble region on the whole is quite smooth really. The overall sound is a fairly balanced signature. There's nothing really aggressive apart from that little bit of a elevated upper mids lower treble. Apart from that, it's a very balanced sound. I found there's nothing really offensive. There's no really weird peaks or troughs or anything like that. Obviously the 8K is the coupler resonance, so there's no peak there or anything like that. As you can see, there's a peak way further up, like 13ish, but I don't really hear that. And the coupler, you can't. Anything after 10K on a frequency response with the coupler is classed as inaccurate, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, the treble is really good. I have no issues with it. These are a very good overall dynamic driver. And yeah, so I'll just getting too long. So my conclusion of these, do I recommend these? Yes. The driver they used is very good. It is tuned very well, nearly for what I like. It's very close. But yeah, there's not much bass, but depends on your preference. It's very quality bass though, and these are very clear IMs, very balanced, kind of a smoothness to the treble because it's kind of tuned quite tame. They're quite a tame, safe tuning, apart from that lower treble. They seem to work very well across a lot of genres, which I do like. Obviously not across everything, but from what I did, it works fine. So yeah, they're actually pretty good. I recommend them. They are $200, so they're not cheap compared to something like the Alina, which is kind of half the price. And in one of my future videos, I have the Sequel airships, which I'm very keen to try, because I think they are slightly cheaper than this. Again, single dynamic driver, so I'm looking forward to that. But these are a good set. I wish there's a lot, probably the comfort was a little bit better and maybe a touch smoother. This is my opinion for the lower treble, and these would be a really good set. Comes with good tips. The cable's good. Yeah, the aesthetics are good. Really nice channel matching between the drivers. But yeah, on the whole, they are a good set, and I do recommend them. They're just obviously they're not cheap. They're not cheap like KZs, but yeah, on the whole, they're a good set. And I think that's going to be it. So if you want to know anything in particular, please, as usual, just let me know anything in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.